This is the vlog for September 28th, 2018, and these are the worst days. I mean, they really are when it comes down to it. Going back to work when you're still sick. Because nobody, I'm sorry, but nearly nobody in this country stays at home until they have completely recovered from all of their cold symptoms. Generally speaking, people like me who don't quite live paycheck to paycheck, but can be seriously financially harmed by things like a car breakdown or a sudden medical bill. We are forced to go to work as many hours for as many days as possible because you never know, especially my situation, you never know if work is going to dry up and you're going to be without work for a week or two. So you've got to save what you can and work as often and as much as possible when possible. Which means I went to work today with a stuffed up head, runny nose. Thankfully, my throat hasn't really been sore. Itchy eyes, itchy throat, not sore, but definitely scratchy. And I do what I usually do to get through it. I drink lots of water. I have found that all the things there's something to be said for chicken soup, actually. I have to say this first of all. I don't like soup. I just don't. I'm not a big fan. I'll eat chicken soup, but it's not like something chicken soup. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that. Chicken soup has a lot of water content because it's soup, and it has protein, and it doesn't have usually a lot in the way of carbohydrates, and that's good because some of the things that you should avoid while you're sick are sugar, uh, and a lot of carbohydrates that are just going to become sugar when they're digested. So, heavy bread. You want to avoid dairy because that can help or that can increase congestion. I was going to say help congestion. Yeah, it helps congestion become more powerful and harder to breathe. So, you don't want to do that. And despite what the orange growers would tell you, you don't need a lot of vitamin C. A little vitamin C per day is fine. It does help with the immune response a little bit, although it has more to do with keeping you from getting sick in the first place than helping you along once you're actually sick. So, the reason you don't drink a ton of orange juice when you're sick is that it's highly acidic and it's bad for your teeth. It also contains a lot of that sugar that I told you was a bad idea. So, as it turns out, Sunny Delight, which is something that my friends drink and I tried once while I was sick, is a terrible thing to have while you're sick. Cereal is good. Complex carbohydrates, I think, are a lot better. Um, and breakfast cereals are a lot of times enriched with vitamins that just generally help your body, that provide you a lot of things that you're probably going to need while you're sick. The milk's not great. You're ideally you're drinking as little milk as possible with the cereal, and I don't like dry cereal, so I usually have a little milk anyway, even if it means for a couple of hours I'm going, oh, I can't talk because I'm full of congestion. Blech. This is going to go as short as I can possibly make it. I am really afraid that my nose is just going to start pouring while I'm in the middle of doing this. It's going to be funny coming back and watching this later, actually, because while I'm stuffed up, I don't hear it as much as I would if I was listening to a playback. Like, it's been a couple days now, and I'm just sort of used to the sounding this way. But I'm sure once I'm healthy, and compared to like the vlog from 2 days ago when I wasn't nearly as stuffed up, it's going to be a stark contrast. Not much else to say. I'm sort of glad, although I think it's largely a symbolic gesture than any sort of meaningful attempt at resolving the issue for everybody. But the Kavanaugh hearing is going to involve an FBI investigation for 1 whole week. Good Lord, I don't know what they think they're going to find in 1 week, having gotten just about all the facts they could possibly get, but we'll see. And if the information the FBI turns up changes some minds, that could be interesting. I think what troubles me the most is that a more elegant person than Kavanaugh would probably, even in the face of allegations that weren't true, step back. But he has seen it as such an attack on his character that he won't settle for anything less. And I'm sure this is in his mind. He wouldn't settle for anything less than the woman breaking down, admitting that she made the whole thing up, and going, "Haha, I was right. See, it was all lies from the start." And that's not going to happen, because I really do think it happened, and he's just never going to admit it because he knows it would be his end and the end of his career. Not that he looks like he's young enough to have much more of a career in front of him if he's not a justice of the Supreme Court. Anyway, too much politics, and I'm already going to hit 6 minutes here, so I'm just going to stop now and say I'm Eric Spornitz, and tomorrow will be better.